I'm Tom. Daniel Dubois versus Oleksandr Usyk 2 looks very likely now. And I get it. I really do. Another undisputed fight. Of course, people want to see that. I want to see another undisputed fight. I just don't want to see it with Daniel Dubois. Usyk puts himself in that mix. Of course he does. I mean, he's the best person to have done it, right? So, of course, we're going to see Usyk versus whoever it is because he's the top heavyweight. No questions asked. He's number one right now. But why see Dubois? And I'm going to get a bit of hate for this video because I'm not trying to slate Dubois. But hear me out. I think what's happened is Dubois was meant to face Parker in what was going to be a very good heavyweight showdown. But I think Dubois would fight anyone. I'm going to start by saying that. I think Dubois would fight anyone. I think Frank Warren understands the threat that is posed to Daniel Dubois by a Joseph Parker. I think he understands that. And I think what's happened is he's probably thought about it and thought the public probably wanted the fight to happen, right? But the publicity Daniel Dubois got from being named on the best card in history is a lot. And then pulling out 2 days before, their headlines made from that. He's a pay-per-view star. He already was. And after this, it shows he's got his name out there. And I think him and Billy Nelson have probably had a couple of conversations behind the scenes and decided, we'll get Bacoli in there. Bacoli's a bit of there was a bit of money exchange, but Billy Nelson is probably knows Martin Bacoli is being a bit overhyped right now. He's his training man. He'll know, Bacoli's not what he stands very square on. He had a couple of good wins and good opponent choices. But he's riding high at the moment because of his sparring stories, Sparzilla and all of this. Let's get him in there over Joseph Parker. We'll save the day. We'll save the Riyadh card. We'll save the day. Get some money. Built-in excuse, only short notice. Dubois gets, a lot of publicity. And then, from that, I think that potentially is what happened. Dubois then pulled out, didn't want to lose his title. Joseph Parker's stocks raised. It's a win-wins all round, right? I'm not saying that is what happened. I'm saying it's a possibility. And that can't be ignored. And now from that, Dubois now seems to have landed another Usyk shot. And this is why I say Dubois is the best promoted fighter out there. Daniel Dubois is the best promoted heavyweight or best promoted fighter out there. The initial title shot against Usyk boggles my mind. How he got that, I'll never know. Then after that, building back up, getting another title shot, I'll never know. And obviously he beat AJ, and now he's getting an undisputed shot against Usyk. He's the best promoted fighter out there. And it's crazy. Do I want to see it? No. If I'm honest, I don't think I've seen much improvement, not none, but much improvement in Daniel Dubois. Certainly not enough to warrant a title shot. Or an undisputed title shot, rather. Or a rematch, right? I think, and the reason I say that, let's look at Daniel Dubois' wins in context. This is key. Let's look at his wins in context. He fought a very unfit, overweight Jarrell Miller. Now, did he beat him? Yes. Do you know what? We'll go further back. We'll start from the Usyk loss. That fight was the tale of Usyk schooling Dubois. Usyk then got a low blow, which, look, how I want to look at it, the ref deemed it low. Therefore, factually, it was a low blow. Because the ref deemed it low. Usyk dealt with that, took his time, got back, and then went straight back to schooling him. But the story of the fight doesn't reflect how the fight went. The story of the fight is it was controversy, Dubois should have won. No. But actually, the story of what's happened since. But actually, the fight itself wasn't like that. It was one-sided. It was all Usyk. It was all Dubois giving up, not being good enough. That's the fact. Then he fought a Jarrell Miller who was overweight, fat, unhealthy, just popped from drugs, and then still his dad had to go to the corner and shout at him and give him directions because he was getting beaten up there. He could have lost that fight. And he won, and he stopped him. I'm not saying, I'm not trying to take anything away from him, but contextually, it wasn't a domination like people like to think it was. Then he fought Hrgovic. Now, make no mistake, after fighting Duramel and fighting Hrgovic, everyone thought he was taking too many punches. AJ's going to go in there at the floor because you can't take that. The amount of right hands he took off Hrgovic, you can't take off AJ. And he was getting absolutely, and he didn't knock Hrgovic out, it was a cut. Stopped because of a cut. A Hrgovic that probably took him way too lightly, was way too overconfident, way too cocky, and was landing at will on Dubois' chin. Just couldn't knock him out. Then he goes in there against AJ and watch the fight back. That first round, Dubois, minute and a half, gun-ho. And AJ's on the back foot, box on. Then he's kind of getting into his rhythm, getting used to it. Okay, I'm getting used to this. Has a bit of success, lets his hand drop because he obviously thinks it's going to be an easy night work. Thinks Dubois shit, he's telegraphing his punches, I can see it kind of mile away, whatever it is. Drops his hand. That's why he says later on, this guy's shit. He said it in his corner. Lets his hand drop, and Dubois detonates a punch on AJ's chin that would have put every other heavyweight to sleep. And it basically put AJ to sleep because from that point on, we saw the worst AJ. Wobbly legs, no chin, not really throwing anything back, just covering up. I'm not taking away from Dubois. Ultimately, Dubois' punch did that, but not throwing anything back. You know, basically not really any defense, no movement. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing going on. And that was an awful AJ, who then, by the way, still managed to wobble Dubois in round 5 and then stupidly threw a cold uppercut. He was told to throw the uppercut, but he was told to double it up. Double jab, uppercut. And he's gone uppercut and got caught because of that. And Dubois won. And it was a very good win. I'm not taking anything away. But contextually, it was an awful AJ who got really badly hurt in round 1 because he was cocky and overconfident, and even that, we never see him drop his hands. So, do you know what I mean? Context matters. Very good win against AJ, but it was a very bad AJ. Hrgovic was detonating at will. That's why everyone thought AJ would win. And Duramel was fat, overweight, and unhealthy. Contextually, that does not warrant an undisputed shot. There's no improvement for me to go, yeah, contextually, you deserve a shot against Usyk for undisputed. In my mind, that makes no sense. The people, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you leave a like, a comment, subscribe, and how YouTube works, people. Peace.